Hey everybody, welcome back. Jordan here. So today we're going to be talking about the Lego city. I'm going to tell you the overall dimensions of the city, so the size of the tables that it actually sits on. Also, I'm going to be showing you some of the progress that we've been making over the last little while here, such as the placement as Sesame Street, how I place Sesame Street, and also how I plan to improve it as we move into the future. We've also made some progress in the train yard area, and definitely made a lot of progress in the beach area as well. And I'm really excited to show you guys all these different changes and also provide you with a little bit of a timeline of when I think I might be completing some of these projects, and then give you some insight on some new projects and plans that I have for the Lego City as we move forward into the future. Obviously, we'll never really be done, the city. Things are always changing and evolving, but when will I be done sort of the rough draft of what we're currently working on, and when will I be done placing everything, getting minifigures in here, and have a good grip on the Lego City as everything that I currently possess, so all the buildings that we currently have built, and all the minifigures and vehicles and pieces that we have to do landscaping will actually be in place, and the Lego City will look somewhat permanent. So let's get right to it, and I'll give you the scoop on everything. So the first thing I wanted to discuss was actually the size of the tables and the size of the Lego City down here, because I don't even know, I haven't really done any calculations yet. This main table section right here with the downtown core measures 100 inches wide and 200 inches long. So it amounts to approximately 138 square feet, which is a total of 200 base plates if you wanted to cover the entire table. Now, of course, those are the standard 10-inch by 10-inch base plates. Right here we have the train yard and also the industrial area. This here is 50 inches wide and 230 inches long, so a long narrow table that amounts to 80 square feet, and if you wanted to cover this section it would be 115 base plates. Altogether the Lego City is 218 square feet, and if you wanted to cover it it would be 315 base plates, and as you can see it is essentially all covered here. Let's start with the placement of Sesame Street. I actually decided to place it right here beside the two large towers here in the Lego room. So we have the SIG Tower and also the Office Tower. I made it a corner building that sits between the Parisian restaurant and the White Office Tower. It wasn't really hard to place in the Lego City. What I actually did is I took Hooper's there, which is the little convenience store where you can see the Cookie Monster who's about to buy some cookies, and I turned it 90 degrees. Because normally the open face would actually be facing towards the entrance of the Parisian restaurant there. And I just sort of stuck it on top of two base plates for now, which are the crossroads. That's why you can see that awkward crosswalk right there. What I'd eventually like to do is actually fill in that whole area and take that curve out and just sort of fill it all in with the consistent light bluish gray plate and tile work. Then it'll sort of fit seamlessly in there. I actually thoroughly enjoyed this set. It had some great building techniques. In particular, I really like the way there are so many different little mini builds in here, like TVs, VCRs, couches, beds, everything like that. Also, there's lots of sticker elements, and I actually didn't mind the sticker elements in the set because they are very colorful and they are quite nice. One thing that I found curious when building this set is that there's two holes on the side of this building that were left open for Technic pins, meaning that they might expand the set in the very near future. Also, did I mention the minifigures? Obviously, they are absolutely amazing as well. There's so many great mini builds found in this set here, and I'm really happy to have it part of the Lego City because it just looks amazing. Although it is an open back, I've been able to disguise that concept right here so that it is just sort of facing the back side of the Lego City. So I think this is the perfect spot for it. But as I was saying, I do think that we need to fill this in with some light bluish gray plates and also some tiles to make it look consistent in this corner. So there's Sesame Street there in the corner, and that's amongst our downtown core that has a lot of custom buildings. You'll see a large open base plate, well actually a standard open base plate right here behind the hospital. I do intend on building something new and putting it right there. And obviously you guys know that I plan on expanding the SIG Tower, hospital, and also Avengers Tower in the near future. I really like how I was able to reintegrate the Quickie Mart. It sort of just sits right here. Generally speaking, I never have the Quickie Mart in the city, but I'm really happy that there's actually enough room to have it in the city now. Something I've loosely placed here in the city is Diagon Alley. You can see it right here. The buildings are facing one another, and I've actually added an additional 16 by 32 stud base plate in between just to give us a little bit more alleyway there, and it also opens it up so you can actually see the buildings when they are opposing one another. I obviously need to cobblestone these streets and do plan on ordering the parts and pieces to do that, or actually just sourcing them from my own inventory in the near future. It has already been rumored that we are going to get some additional buildings for Diagon Alley, such as a Gringotts Bank, and I'd like to put it on the end there. Also, I'd like to create my own little entrance through the leaky cauldron of some sort that involves mock building, and also the use of these additional base plates right here. Also, you know that I have 2 or 3 sealed Hogwarts Expresses, and I plan on building a supersized platform 9 3/4, and this whole area right here will hopefully turn into a nice Harry Potter themed area once we get around to doing that. The reason I'm not rushing into doing any of this, or expanding our Avengers Tower, or Hospital, or Sig Tower, or filling that open space with the by 32 by 32 base plate is because the other sections of the Lego City, like the amusement park, beach, and also train yard, are nowhere near completed. And I for sure do not want to start new projects when I have so many projects on the go. Although Lego fans are notorious for starting way too many projects and having way too many projects on the go, I am definitely notorious for that, but we need to get going on this amusement park before I open a whole nother can of worms of making a Harry Potter themed section over there. And that also applies to these base plates that are open here and also along this train track here. I do plan on filling all those with custom mocks eventually, but hold on, let's get some other stuff done first. He hates it over here. It's Anakin Skywalker and he's on the beach. You can see we've laid the blue base plates for water and also laid the sand base plates for the beach. There is a difference in height between the water and also the sand. I've done that using some plywood. The difference in height is actually 1 brick and 1 plate so that we can get this nice height difference. I do have to order more of these tan pieces just to make it look like there's some more wet sand. I also want to order a bunch more slopes because you can see we've done some sloping there, but I'd like to add some more texture to the beach by getting more of those slopes, and then we can also change up some of the sand color along here using these dark plates once I acquire more of those. This is a huge work in progress, but I'm really excited to move forward with this beach in the near future. This beach here is actually way bigger than the old beach. You can see we started working on some of the rock work here that acts as a train support, and we've started topping some of it right over here. We've also added a staircase right over here that gives minifigures access to the beach, along with some more rock work right along this table here. That's actually hiding the table height difference, as this is all on a drop table and is topped with plywood. So technically speaking, we actually have 3 different heights in this area here. We have the main Lego table, then we have the drop, and then we have the plywood drop for the water. This must look pretty weird here. That's where our go-kart track is going to go, and it's supposed to look like that. It's going to be like carved out of the cliff edge, and the go-kart track is going to go around this roller coaster, come down here and go back up. And then on the other side is the cliff edge. So the minifigures will walk down this custom built staircase here. They'll be able to access the beach. You can see 9 base plates, I think it is. Yeah, 9 base plates right here. This is going to be filled with beach huts. We're going to have the extensive, highly detailed beach houses in the back here. Then we're going to have some beach huts right here, a row of them. And then we're going to have beach chairs and umbrellas, along with a bunch of people just enjoying the water right here. So that's the plan for the beach, and I can't wait to execute it. These gray base plates here are probably going to turn into green base plates in the near future, and this is where our park is going to be. It's going to feature the treehouse and also all of our camping vehicles, as there will be a campground as well, and that's just right behind the residential building here. Obviously, this kid does not know how to build a treehouse. It fell over. Actually, I blame his dad. So many projects, so little time. Like I said in the past, I definitely like to do rough drafts first. We're almost approaching the end of that rough draft phase, and we're starting to add a lot of the details here, just like we did in the downtown core. We're almost on that phase with the beach. Where do we go after the beach is done? We go to the park. Where do we go when that's done? We go to the amusement park. After that, we continue this way onto our train yard, and then into our industrial boat area, where we're going to have a large set of boat docks. Actually, in fact, I might start working on this next just so it looks rough drafted, because this is the only place where there's been absolutely no work done whatsoever. So I might do this first. We'll rough draft this, make it look somewhat presentable because this is sort of bad. And then once that's done, then we'll start working on the beach, park, and also amusement park. This is the way though, guys. It definitely takes a long time to build a Lego city that's this big. It's not a race. It's definitely baby steps into the finish line. Timeline, what are we looking at here? Well, like I said, the Lego city will never be completed. But to get all the parts and pieces that we currently have and all the minifigures and all the buildings in play and looking good here in the Lego city, I'm going to say 2 months. Let's call it the new year, actually. How about that? We'll say by January 1st, this place will be looking pretty snazzy and the Lego city will be looking awesome. Let me know what you think by commenting below. Remember to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for some more great stuff coming out in the near future. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.